what is your business? That's the question at hand that I'm going to answer, and I'm going to show you the automations that we're going to be going over in this training program. So what is your business really? Well, your business is a group of people and multiple communication mediums. It used to be that email was the only communication medium available between a brand and a group of people. Well, then pixeled lists came along. So like if someone visited your website, you could put them on what's called a pixeled list. So you could say, hey, they visited my website, put them into this audience and retarget them, pixel them, drop a pixel on their computer. So that was really the second kind of way that a brand could communicate with a subscriber. And then look, emails and ads are still really the biggest two ways to communicate. And this course obviously is about emails. They're really the biggest two ways that a brand communicates with a consumer. However, we now have a few new channels. We've got desktop push notifications, we've got Facebook Messenger lists, and we have mobile push notifications. So we use a tool called pushcrew.com. It'll be in the bonus section of this course. I'll get to it later. Show you how we're using pushcrew.com to communicate with our subscriber base, which is what this course is about. It's about how to effectively communicate with your subscriber base. So we use Pushcrew for that. For mobile push notifications, we actually have had an application built that iframes our store onto a mobile phone and allows us to have our best subscribers download a mobile app and let us communicate with them. And it kind of looks like this. You see our store on a mobile app. And then there's obviously Facebook Facebook Messenger list. Now, this course again is about the email channel. Of course, in a bonus module, I'm going to touch on desktop push notifications. I'll touch on Facebook Messenger because it's a hot channel. But at the moment, email is the channel that is going to be, most of your revenue. So let's break down email automation for a moment here. Okay. So when you look at the last year, our business had $18 million in revenue between February 25 and February 25. 31% of that came from email, and our goal is to get that to 40%. So we'll check back in a year and let you know how we're doing. 16% of that revenue came from automated emails that are known as flows in the technology platform that we're using, our CRM called Klaviyo. Automated emails that are happening automatically, which is the first thing that we're going to cover in this training program. It'll be like the bulk of the series here is going to be automated emails because there's a lot to cover there. And then 15% of the revenue here came from campaigns, which are manual emails sent out to our group of subscribers. If you look at the last 30 days here, you can see we're at that 40% number that we're going for, where 40% of our total store's revenue in that time period came from email. That's what we're going for as a total. And the email automations that are happening, that are achieving this revenue, if you look at total revenue from email automations here, you can see that it is $2,915,000 in the last year of our total revenue. So the email automations that are generating that revenue are the post-purchase automation sequence, which is an automation sequence that happens after people buy. And it's the first one that we're going to cover because it's the most important. It's like, hey, if people are buying from you, let's make sure that the emails that they're getting are effective and done deliberately and created properly. Okay, so post-purchase automation sequence, first thing we're going to go over. Then, and by the way, that's worth 29 cents per visitor for us, 29 cents per visitor. The next email automation sequence is our pre-purchase email automation sequence. So it's the email automation sequence that is going out to people before they are a customer. It's like when they, sign up for our newsletter, or they're on a pre-sale article and we pop up an opt-in. I'm going to show you how we're getting people onto each of these email lists. Then, and that one's worth $1.61, by the way. We have our 10% off hot list. And what that is that's basically when we consider them to be a hot prospect, like they're on a store page, a product offer page, or the shopping cart, and they attempt to abandon that page, we pop up a discount. It's like, hey, get 10% off, enter email address here. Look at the value per visitor on that email list. It's $2 value per visitor. Next email list we have is our win-back campaign, $1.56 per visitor and $653,000 in revenue. What a win-back campaign is basically when somebody buys from us, what happens, and this is standard across all of e-commerce, you're going to put them on a post-purchase automation sequence, which is going to email them and try to cross-sell them. As you'll see, you're going to be running ads to people who buy from you. Hopefully, you're doing that. You're doing all these, sending content, you're sending sale emails, manual broadcasts. Hopefully, you're able to get someone to purchase from you. But if they don't, if they don't purchase from you again in 60 days, right? They buy once, they're getting post-purchase emails, you're running ads to them, you're doing manual broadcasts, right? And you're not able to get them to repurchase. After the 60-day mark, we start what's called the win-back campaign, which is designed to get them to come back. And it's very effective, and you'll see it when we get into that in a later video module. Then there's the abandoned cart sequence, which is someone's in your shopping cart, and they attempt to abandon the shopping cart. Look at the value per visitor there, the highest value per visitor of all of our email sequences. And then we have, and that's obviously pretty straightforward. It's like someone's in your shopping cart, they abandon the cart, we've gotten their email address, we attempt to get them to stick around. Then we've got our repeat buyer post-purchase email sequence, which is, you can see it's pretty low revenue. I'm actually going to pop into our actual Klaviyo here. So we'll go back to my face to camera while I pull this up. I'm going to pop into my Klaviyo account here, and we can see here that the repeat buyer post-purchase here, we'll just go in the last time period. You can see right here that now it's done 33,000. So it's still a pretty new email sequence for us. But basically what we discovered was that people who bought 2 times were not getting any emails. Like they bought once, they'd be on the post-purchase flow, but the post-purchase flow was only going out to people who'd bought the first time. And a bunch of our business comes from repeat buyers. We get about 30% of our business from repeat buyers because we're very deliberate about cross-selling people who bought once and they weren't getting any emails. So we've now created a deliberate 2x buyer email sequence that we'll go over. So those are the email automation sequences. These email automation sequences right here, you can see there's one called the Powerful Woman Quiz that only made $2,500 and had a 4 cent per recipient value. So it didn't work out very well for us. We attempted a quiz opt-in funnel, didn't work out. So we're not really going to be talking about that one, but post-purchase sequence, our welcome, pre-purchase sequence, our 10% off hot list, our win-back campaign, our abandoned cart, and our 2x buyer sequence. And we will be starting with the post-purchase automation sequence. I'll be breaking that down for you. First, I'm going to give you some tips for all your email automation sequences, and then one quick advertising tip in a video later, and then we'll get into the post-purchase automation sequence. So that is kind of like what your business is. It's a group of people and multiple communication mediums, and the focus of this training program is on email as a communication medium. And my viewpoint is that 30 to 40% of your overall revenue as an e-commerce business should come from that one communication medium. Ezra here. I'll see you in the next video.